Hello everybody, welcome back. It is a beautiful day here on the server, and it's especially bright because today we're on 1.20, and I'm super excited because there are a lot of things that we want to do now that the new update's released. So I'm over here at the library to show you the first thing we've been working on. We've been doing a whole lot of trading with the villagers to get all these chests full of books, trying to get all of them so that we can replace these bookshelves with the chiseled bookshelves, and we're going to make different sections throughout the library with the different book trades that we want. So we'll have a section for mending, a section for unbreaking, maybe some smite and sharpness, and yeah, so we can kind of lay out the whole library. We'll put some signs around to help us find them, and then we have to actually go down here in the basement too, and there's a whole bunch of villagers. Let me squeeze in here. A whole bunch of villagers down here. I think I probably have 20 of them down here that I still need to cure up and get some good trades with. I've already locked in the book deals that I want with these guys. We just need to get them to better deals so we can bring them upstairs. And some of them will actually stay down here. We're going to make this into like kind of the dark corner of the library where maybe the book trades that we don't like so much will be. But currently we only have 28 golden apples to our name, and you can see I've collected all the gold from around. I've only got 11 blocks, which is not going to be enough. So the big project for today is going to be to make a gold farm in the nether. So I've got I found a really cool design by Ilmango. He calls it his piglin roller coaster. I think I'm going to call it the Gold Conveyor because it just looks really cool, but it has a whole bunch of minecarts bringing piglins to you, so you can hit them with your sword and collect the drops. And that way you can use the looting enchantment as well. So yeah, that's going to be the big project for today. I've got to go into the nether soon and find a spot for that. But before we do that, I'm going to show you around what I've been doing. Been doing a lot of project down here in the farm pit. So let me just take you down and show you what's been going on. We've actually finished off the slime farm. We did all these other sides. There is a little bit that goes to waste if the slime balls fall next to the fence here, but we've got it all hooked up in here with a shulker box loader. And you can see we've got tons of shulkers full of slime balls and even more slime blocks here. We've also upgraded our mob farm, so you can see this is all done. And I put tinted glass behind. So the plan for me is going to be to dig out behind and light it all up so that we can see in there and see all the mobs as they get flushed down. You can kind of see some of them here. But it'd be really cool to see clearly through these and to see as the mobs are falling in. And we've got this hooked up with some shulker loaders too. So we've got one for gunpowder, we've got one for bones, one for arrows, and one for rotten flesh. Probably don't need that much rotten flesh, but it's good to keep it anyway. And then I'll fly you down to the bottom down here, and I'll show you the new farms. The shulker shell farm's been working overtime here. And yeah, we're up to, look at all this. Got 10 boxes full of shulker shells and another one on the way. For some reason, rotten flesh got in there. So I'll have to check that out, see what's going on there. These two are the newest farms that I've been working on. This one looks like it just harvested. And this is the bamboo farm that we built up for 1.19. So this is going to be supplying us with all the wood that we need. And then behind us is a sugarcane farm, and I've doubled it with some glowberries. I've got the flying machines all hooked up here. The bamboo farm's already running, and it's been producing a ton of bamboo for us. You can see we have shulkers and shulkers full. This whole thing's also full. So, and I think we're running out of shulkers here. I really got to replace those soon. I also have those full. So yeah, we can turn all that into wood and make a whole bunch more shulkers with all our shulker shells over here. So we really shouldn't have to worry about that anymore. And then we've got our sugarcane farm over here, which is set up, and I just didn't have enough gold for all the rails. Just another reason to get working on my gold farm. So let's head on into the nether, head up to the roof, and try to find a good spot for it. If I jump, space, yeah, there we go. First try. All right, so we've got a spot picked out here up on the nether roof. I was able to find a spot in the nether waste very close to our base. And I can show you, turn on mini HUD here. I've got the rendering spheres, and we can use our free cam to go down. This little sphere, this is where they can't spawn within, so we'll have to build the farm around that. And then this big one, this is the area that they can spawn in. It only dips down a little bit down through the bedrock here. So I'll have to light up a couple little areas here. You can see where the piglins are standing. Yeah, I think that should be doable. So I've got to go collect some more resources, and Woo! All right, so we'll get some materials together and we'll get this all built up. See you in a minute. These guys, it's so funny. They're almost jumping in unison, trying to get to those eggs. So we've got 1/4 of this thing all built up. And I think before we go any further, we need to give this thing a full test run. Let's give it a shot and see how it works. That's picking them up. And they should be bringing them up here. And hopefully it'll drop them all off in the one square. That seems to be working. And the carts going down here are returning. Awesome. All right, let's let it run for a few minutes and see how it goes. So after a couple minutes, as you can see here, the system backed up. I left a couple gaps in the bottom and some of the baby piglins got out. So I'll have to close that up. But other than that, it seems like it's working pretty well. Okay, I think we've just about got all the redstone together. So this is the collection system. What I put together here is a couple of dispensers. There's gonna be 2 lines. Basically, they're gonna be picking up all the drops from these 2 blocks where the zombie piglins are gonna be perishing and dropping all their goods. So it's gonna dispense a bunch of minecarts really quickly. They come up here and there's a minecart yeeter, so it'll break the minecart and drop all the things onto these 2 spots. And then there's a system, but as soon as all the minecarts are dispensed, it stops trying to fire them. And then we get a cycle through where this will pull back this iron trapdoor and the rail, and all the goods will just drop right back down. And then it cycles around again. So we're gonna go ahead and try this and see if it works together. Okay, I'll try this system first. So that sends the minecarts up, and then that should pull this down, allows the minecarts to trickle back in, and then they get sent out again. So it's got nine copper minecarts in there, and it'll basically cycle through them every couple seconds. And then once these are done, okay, you should see that retract and come back. Now they're filtering back in to be dispensed again. So with that working, let's turn this on, and we will see the whole system in action. Looks good. There we go. And we got our conveyor belt coming, our gold conveyor. Unless I missed something, they should all get put right in here. Beautiful. Then I just stand here and I just swing at this. And they just keep funneling in. Yes, this seems to be working. You can see them all coming in here. They're just all getting dumped off here. And then it's all getting picked up and then dropped down here. And then that all falls way down to the bottom. So this seems like it's working. And after just a few minutes, we have 35 blocks of gold. And I resorted to eating rotten flesh because I was starving to death. I do need to figure out a way to deal with the item collection down here. Right now it's all just falling into a pile and I have to go collect it manually. Let me get this all built up in a little time lapse, and I'll see you in a minute. All right, I think it's all done. Whew. It was a lot more work than I expected. I built a small little filter here. This is a double speed filtering system. This is actually a combination of double speed item sorter by Ilmango and double speed shulker loaders. I don't think this will keep up with a farm, but I don't have enough gold building these out of gold, and I just don't have quite enough yet for it. So I ran into a little bit of a problem with the double speed sorting system here. You can kind of see what's happening behind me. See, this is lit up. Sometimes what happens is I think this system will get triggered twice back to back. It'll switch this around so that it's trying to push items down when there's nothing there, and then when there is items here, it stops trying to push them. So I went into creative and I figured out a way to get around this. Just a slight modification here. I should be able to get this back up and running. I think I have a foolproof design here if I just make some changes to these. Okay, so what we're gonna do is put this facing up with a rail on it. Every other one will be either an activator or a powered rail, so they don't power each other. Then we're gonna put observer this way, sticky piston here. Thankfully that doesn't get powered by the redstone below. I wasn't sure if it would, but it really doesn't seem like it does. And then we put this here. And now whenever there's an item in here, I'll show you. It's gonna start pushing this up, pushing this down. You probably hear a couple clicks and it closes it back down. So just gonna update all the rest of these to this design, and I think this thing is good to run. I'm gonna run a test for an hour and see how many drops we get. One of the other upgrades I did is up here. I installed 2 pistons here, one on each side. These just allow me to open up and get some XP through. I do have to be careful with the baby zombies. Zombie piglins can run over here. They can potentially hit me too. If I back up a little bit, this trapdoor will stop them from getting through. But that allows me to get some XP whenever I need to. I do have to just close it up most of the time so that the items stay on this block and get picked up. But yeah, woo, too close. Yeah, so that's the whole system. I'm going to go ahead and run this and make sure all the bugs are worked out. I'm also going to check to make sure that the system down at the bottom is collecting all the items. Here it goes. All the minecarts are dispensed, and it brings the zombie piglins up the conveyor belt to me, where I can hit them and get all the gold. All right, let's see how this runs. We'll run it for a couple minutes and see if there are any hiccups. It does look like the minecarts have slowed down a little bit, so I'll have to check the dispensers later, see if there's a timing issue, but everything else seems to be working really well. Picking them up, mostly. There might be some that are missed, but we can deal with that later. Alright, we've got the whole system running here. I've got the minecarts down below now, picking up all the items that come onto this. You can see pretty effective. It'll drop them all here. These all get dropped down to the bottom. And this whole system's on a clock. So it'll combine all the items into one, here to here, and align them against this far side. And then it just pushes them back and forth on this until it gets all the gold and gold ingots out. We're gonna just run this system for an hour, and I'm gonna come back. I'll empty out everything, and then we'll come back and see how much we get over the course of an hour. Right, that's our 1 hour mark. Let's go down and see what we collected. All right, last batch should be coming through now. Let's see if we got any goodies. Okay, no gold blocks. Whoa, 2. Oh my goodness, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. 5 and 5. Oh my goodness. And 5. Wow. Well, we may only have been running at about half efficiency, but we had 22 full shulker boxes of golden nuggets, which turned into 7 and almost 7.5 stacks of gold blocks. So that should be plenty for now, and enable us to work on our next projects. There's definitely some more tweaks I'd like to do to this farm, but for today, I've got to wrap this video up. This farm took a lot longer than I intended it to, but we're getting a lot of gold out of it. Anyway, I hope that you have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. But if I lay down